Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. My constituents in Bromley and Biggin Hill have borne the brunt of Labour's slew of anti-motorist policies, and the impending rise of fuel duty is yet another attack on Bromley motorists. 80% of the households in Bromley and Biggin Hill have at least one car or van, significantly higher than the average in Greater London. And driving is often a necessity for my constituents, particularly those in Biggin Hill, where public transport is often unreliable. Driving charges in London can now cost up to £40 a day, but even more if you are a van driver. This is a direct result of this Labour government and Sadiq Khan's policies. A rise in fuel duty will see that cost increase further. In April last year, Sadiq Khan imposed a new toll on the Blackwall Tunnel. For cars crossing at peak times, the toll costs them £8 a day for a trip across the river and back. But for van drivers, the bill is £13. This toll also means there is now only one free crossing east of Tower Bridge at Rotherhithe. This is on top of Labour's expanding ULEZ and the congestion charge, fuel costs and parking charges. It's becoming simply impossible for people to drive to work in London, impacting everyone reliant on driving, from tradesmen to NHS workers on shifts. Now, back when I was a London Assembly member, I worked to expose Mayor Khan's preparations for road pricing in London, which London-centric fully exposed late last year. Under Labour's plans, motorists could be charged 40p per mile for driving in outer London, 60p per mile in inner London, and £2 per mile with a £5 fee for central London. Now, the Mayor has repeatedly denied he plans to introduce this pay-per-mile pricing, but this government's decision to introduce a pay-per-mile tax on electric vehicles is exactly the sort of cover he needs to introduce it. And I want to reassure my constituents in Bromley and Biggin Hill that I remain steadfastly against pay-per-mile pricing. Naturally, my constituents were furious to hear the Chancellor announce that from April 2027, the fuel duty freeze, which has been in place for 16 years, will be scrapped, along with the 5p cut put in place by the previous government, and that fuel duty will begin to rise with the retail price index. With prices at the pump spiking as a result of the conflict in Iran, the argument for retaining the fuel duty relief introduced by the previous government to support cash-strapped motorists is even stronger. And in Bromley and Biggin Hill, we don't have London Underground or DLR. Biggin Hill doesn't even have a train station. People are highly reliant on cars, and the Labour Party here and in City Hall needs to understand that. The government and the Mayor of London must end their war on motorists and scrap their fuel duty rise and any plans for further attacks on motorists before it's too late.